Hey, thank you so much. I'm Larry Thompson, and this is my wife, Taylor. And we really appreciate you inquiring about the Millionaire Training book. And, I've been asked for years now, why have we not put this in a book form? And it is now time. And I just want to read you something that's on the back here, just to give you an idea about the flavor of what's in this book. And here's what it says. Why is this book being written now? Which is a very important question. Why now, after 40 years, is it being written now? Because there's a distinct difference between marketing and network marketing, okay? And that hasn't been realized by a whole lot of people. And many leaders are now teaching marketing and expect the everyday average person that they have on their team to learn from it and implement it. That is very difficult. Marketing has to be learned, it has to be taught, and it has to be learned. Network marketing is much simpler than that. The fundamentals of network marketing never, ever change. These fundamentals were taught to me by the original strategist and tactician of network marketing, Bobby DePew, and the philosophical director of the entire network marketing, Jim Rohn, to me over 50 years ago, okay? When you fully understand the fundamental principles that are in this book, okay, you can easily bridge the gap and apply them to the ever-changing world of social media marketing techniques. Very important point. Bridging the gap between basic fundamentals and current social media techniques. It's changing constantly.
So there's, that means that it's for the everyday person, the long-haired hippie construction worker, the stay-at-home mom just like me. The contributors that we have inside of this book, from Jeff Roberti to Dan Stamen, top leaders. We're talking about Rolf Sorg, who owner and founder of his own company, who started as a mechanic. Jeff was a broke waiter. Whenever you look at these guys, these top contributors that were in the book, they were everyday people just like you and me.
And you're going to find one of the parts in the book, in the very early parts, is where I was talking about the future. This was over 40 years ago, okay? And I was talking about the future and the role that women were going to play in network marketing in the future, okay? And now we find ourselves at this time and space, about 70% of the DNA profile of our space is women. And women and men assimilate and disseminate information totally different. And what has happened here with this book, you're going to find how those blend together, especially because of Taylor's participation in helping develop the 6 pillars that complement this.
And so what you're going to learn from this book, you're going to learn things how to employ yourself. Like as a business owner, how do you employ yourself? The gold mine attitude, the psychology of the sale, right? What is Sinaloa and what does that mean to you and your business?
And, we've taught these principles around the world extensively over the last now almost decade, okay? And what we've really identified as a common theme to be able to help people out is what has now been deemed the Thompson rule, which 80, 15, and 5, how the 80% of your group, because if you know how to track that 80% and talk the audience language and behavior, the 15% and the 5% is an automatic process.
This book is really something special, and we're so excited to include you as a part of the journey, because what we know is that concepts never change. We know techniques will always change, but whenever you look at the book and whenever you look at the stories that unfold in the book, the common thread between all of these contributors, whenever you include Larry and his 50 years of experience, it's because they learned a handful of principles and did them over and over and over again. They learned these principles as students of these principles and implemented a half a dozen things in their business and become legendary in their own right.
And the contributors that are in this book, when Taylor went to interview them and the stories that they came back with, they're not talking about, and they're going to share with you their story, okay, and how they got started and their struggle. They're not talking about how fast their cars are and how big their houses are. They're talking about how they got started, how they had to learn, and the students that Taylor just said, be a student of these fundamental principles like I was. It was passed on to me from Bobby and Jim Rohn. That's what happened. And so it's very, very important here that this mix, and there's a lot of pictures in here, personal pictures that I've put in here of me and Jim and Mark and all the people you're going to see in the book. Very special pictures, over 40 years worth. And that couples with the history that Ron Henley wrote for the entire book. Wait till you read the history from 1943 forward. It's amazing.
And you know, here's what they say: you don't know your future until you've learned your past. And so we're so thankful for all the contributors and all the stories, because we know that through the stories is whenever we find ourselves in someone else's story, and that belief system that we've always taught, that we've always said to everyone, if he can do it, if Larry Thompson, the long-haired hippie construction worker, can do it, so can you. If the stay-at-home mom like me can do it, so can you. And through these stories, we're actually social proofing and documenting the fact that these concepts are still valid, still hold true, and are still relevant in today's industry.
You're gonna love the book. I know you're gonna love the book, and it's gonna be one of those things that you can't take with you and have with you all the time because of the way that it's structured and put together. I mean, we're just so very, very excited about it. Now, you came to this page here to be able to buy it. Obviously, people can buy this directly on Amazon, but by being here, we're gonna automatically put you in, if you wish it, to be able to be a subscriber, a non-paid subscriber, by the way, into our Millionaire Training Book Club, which is gonna be an ongoing process that we're going to be doing with all the participants. Can you imagine brainstorming and talking with all the people that are in this book and all the people, the ripple effect that are behind them through the book club? So we appreciate it. And if that fits you, come on in. And we're going to start that somewhere around January.
And also, for more information about how to work with Larry and I, you can just go to wealthbuilding.pro. That's www.wealthbuilding.pro. And so we look forward to meeting you. We look forward to working with you. And we just want to thank you so much for your time and attention, and looking forward to participating in our book club.
Okay. Thank you so much for being here.
Bye.